I'm getting tired.
Hey,
Hey,
Mark, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Good. So we
So,
went over the stats for Barrie. Now we're going to look at Innisfil.
yeah, I hope to see some of the results in higher priced properties selling because we're seeing a little bit of traction in Barrie compared to other months. So, as you know, the Innisfil market's filled with properties a million and above. Just that's makes up the community, and they sell really bad. Let's be honest, it's not good, and there's a ton of them, and a lot of them are overpriced properly. So I'm hoping to see some traction in that market in that price range as well.
Yeah,
So
and we did, just so the viewers know if they watch our Barrie video, it seems like in Barrie it did that the over a million did pick up.
24 sales, right? Where we're used to seeing 10 or 9 sometimes.
Yeah, so it wasn't terrible.
No,
And everybody, if you like our stuff, hit the like, subscribe, or drop us a comment and ask questions, or if you want something covered, we can do that too.
ask
My
it.
my granddaughter says ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Ring the bell. Need
Ring
some
the
ring
bell.
a realtor, ring the bell.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so here's our stats page.
Okay.
And Innisfil is second in line there. You can see it.
Yep.
So their sales actually, so in Barrie, the sales were level and the sales here actually went down.
I'm not surprised.
So there was 66 this year, 72 last year, which is an 8% decrease. It's not a huge amount, but it's something.
Yep.
And then we go to actives, 304.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, 205.
Yep.
So again, 32% increase.
Yep. Yep.
And Barrie had a 46. So their increase hasn't been as bad as ours.
No, they just got a lot of listings with triple days on market.
Well, but look at this, 5 to 600, no sales, but we know why.
There's no product.
There's no product at that price range in Innisfil.
Yep.
6 to 700, 7.
Very little product as well.
7 to 800, 7.
Very little product.
8 to 900, 12.
Very little product.
9 million or 900 to a million, 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one, 1 million plus, 21.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the good old math as I like to do.
Which is, again,
Yeah, I expect that number to be lower. So do we know how much? So, okay. So out of that right now, out of the total inventory in Innisfil, 304 listings, a million and over accounts for 6.90% of the market. Let's call it 7%.
I'm going to go on Trub right now.
Right. That's the big test, right? Because I know how many listings. I'm going to assume between 150 and 165 listings priced at a million and above. If based on, last in March, there was 154 active listings in that price range. So as spring is here, we're getting more listings last, couple of weeks.
164.
So, there you go. I was right.
Yep.
Match.
164.
Then 165. God, am I good? Yeah.
Well,
So
let's see between the 900, because there was only like 3 or 4 sales there, right?
it's not much.
201.
What? You got 90,000, you got 900,000 there?
900. Is that not 900? Is this 900? Hold on. 9,
There's
1, 2,
not
3.
201 listings. There's no way.
Well,
Not when there's 304. There's no way. There you
hold
go.
on. Well, I think I had 10 million.
Right. So that number is more accurate.
Okay, so 39,
Yep.
6 sales
Yeah. So
between 8 and 900.
yeah, so 15% inventory selling, but there's still not, again, you can't find much in that community in that price range.
No, I'm going to try between 8 and 9.
It's 9 million.
I know.
33.
33,
Yep. Yep.
and the sales were 12.
Yep.
It's not bad.
No, 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 no. And there's just not a lot of local, that market makes up 1 million and above, makes up that community. That's the price point. And
Yes.
a buyer today runs that category, that price range.
Yes. So there was 304 active listings,
Yep.
and we had half were over 1 million, 164. Just over half.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, and to that point, if we go back and look at some days on market, which we won't, but because we know it so well, we don't need to. We will see triple days of markets, relists, all different kinds of pricing strategies, the whole bit. That seller in Innisfil today needs to bring the properties down in price. They're not selling.
Okay, and look at this, Mark, which I haven't put in here yet.
21.
Look at the average selling price in Innisfil
Yep.
this year.
Yep.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Look at last year.
Yeah.
Barrie was flat, Innisfil went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much of a decrease is that? Because we haven't really seen that. We've been seeing everything kind of flat, not really a change. I could actually put a formula in here.
2.20. It's come down. It's a little over 2%. Right. So, but 20.
That can't be right.
So again, the decrease though, right? I'm subtracting 906 from the 885.
Yeah. Well, my point is that we really haven't seen that. And in every other market, it really hasn't gone down.
No,
If
but
any, if anything, it kind of goes up a bit. It's not going down. And this one in Innisfil this month anyway, it actually went down.
and again, it's not a gauge, so I don't want people to think this is, oh God, the valuations are crap in Innisfil. The valuations are crap in Innisfil at 1 million and above, right? And that makes up so much inventory, so it has a real big effect on these numbers, right? You just said, look, there's no single digits in sales between say 6 and 9, double digits on 8 to 9. I mean, but just because there's no product.
Well,
Right?
yeah. So that's
So
another thing I'm going to do here. So if we go back to Treb, you guys, is the Toronto Real Estate Board. If I go between 7 and 800, there's 26.
yeah. And hit it and see how many are conditionally sold already or have offers.
Yeah, okay, hold on. What happened is our little face is in front of it. Price change, sold conditional, new. Sold conditional, new. Sold conditional.
4. So we got 22 active listings.
Well, yes. And some of them, like this one's vacant land.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's not that many there. And
No.
even days on market. Hold on. 0.
Hit the next one. Hit the McLean one. That's a low price.
3.
Why is this 3? Okay.
65.
Yeah.
61. 24.
Yeah.
182. But
Yeah, that's crazy.
19. 3.
Yeah.
19. 52. But these are really small, right?
Small. They're shoe boxes.
No.
No garage, no nothing.
No, I sold on this house in this street before.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's cottagey.
It's cottagey, but yeah, they're like really small, right?
Very small. Very, very
And
small.
there's no basements or anything, and they're on septic, they're on well, they're really little, they're starter homes, they're cute little starters. But the problem is, and you know what like as well as I do, 740 for, a
That's
starter
not
home.
40. That's under 6 in my mind.
Well,
High,
it's still, yeah, it's too much for a starter home.
correct. For that, if that had a garage and a bit bigger, a bit newer, okay, you probably get it, but that price point's way too high. So again, I'm going to tell the same story as I do all the time. You're probably sick of hearing it, but get 3 evaluations. And here's the secret in Innisfil: get a local agent. Okay, because it's dominated with out-of-town agents up in that community, more from GTA area. They don't know the market. And they
There,
are not going through the proper protocol in a sense of a proper evaluation in that community.
nearly all of the agents in Innisfil are Toronto.
Right. They used their agents to buy up their, many years ago, and they kept on with them. But they
Well,
don't.
not only that, the Toronto agents are really farming up there, because I remember my sister, like, they're knocking on their doors, they're leaving stuff in their mailboxes, they'll get a listing and
Yeah.
in the area, and then they're sticking stuff in their doors and stuff. But I'll tell you, like, my client just rented one in Innisfil, and she's like, well, what do we do for this for sale sign and this for lease sign? I said, just take it off and put it beside the house. Like, they don't go up and pick up their for sale signs. They don't get their lock boxes. They're not driving an hour to go do these things. And
Nope.
I remember when I lived there, it was so funny because I'd get calls all the time where somebody would say, oh, Diane, this house on this street, how much is it?
Yeah.
What's the price? Because they drove by it.
Yeah.
And it's sold. Well,
Yeah.
there's no sold sign.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they're not going to drive all the way up just to throw a sold sign on it.
Nope. Nope. They're not. And
No.
that's the
Well,
problem.
I've driven more than an hour on a listing to go put it up.
You're going to do business in out of an area that, you know what I mean, that you don't want to service, but you took the listing and it sold and you made some income, then I think that seller deserves a sold sign on that post.
I agree.
I know I'd be pissed, right? So
Well,
that's
and yeah, you're getting paid, right? You're getting paid to do that. So if you can't, yes. And if you can't even drive an hour to go put it up,
right.
even purulate it to them. I mean, something.
How about just leave it there when you're done the listing? Hey, you don't want to leave your sold sign with you.
Mark, how
Then
many you even told me about the other day, a couple weeks ago, you talked to an agent who had never even seen the property, never even been inside.
yeah, what property was that? Oh, yes, yeah. I remember a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I've never been in there. Well, I think you should go. Because, like, how could you not go, whether you sent your assistant up or some other, like, you need that feedback. So I really believe, you know what I mean? Sellers are paying some big commissions for some of these people that don't do the job. And I don't care who I'm throwing under the goddamn bus. I'm calling it a spade. I don't give a shit.
No, Jessica had the same thing. The one agent said, she did an open house for an agent,
Yep.
and it's a Toronto agent, but her listing's up north. It's just, it's outside of Barrie.
Yep.
And she asked Jessica what the price, how do you feel the price, and blah, blah, blah. And Jessica says, well, I did some comparables. She did comparables and found out about the whole neighborhood before she did the open house.
That makes sense.
So she could talk to people and be knowledgeable about what's going on, right?
Yep. Yep.
And the agent says, well, I've never been in there.
Yeah. See, that's it. They're just, again, throwing sheets of paper down. And you know the story where I'm going with this, where they're coming up from areas, Newmarket, GTA markets, and they're, oh, I can get this for your price, and spitting out a big number to wow them, dropping papers in front of them. This one sold, not even comparable to house, but it takes the seller's mind off of it. Wow, they got that. Look at that. That's exciting. Yeah, she says we're gonna get that. We got to go with that person. Oh, okay.
Mark, how do you even like, I won't even give a price unless I've gone in. I don't know what the house looks like.
Can't. You got to go see it. I give it an idea based, and I've done, I'll send a video over of some analysis, but I say, hey, I've never been through your house, so I don't know. Especially if let's just say they bought 2 years ago, and I can pull up the listing and ask some questions. Have you done anything different? No. So I'll say, okay, then I can do it. but I still want to come over before we set a price. But
Well,
I
what
want
if it was tenanted and I'm not saying all tenants trash houses, but what if it was tenanted, it wasn't taken care of? The paint all needs touching up, there's scratches, like, how do you even know if you never even went in? I don't get it.
I agree, but that's the service that people are accepting today. I'm sorry, but I see it, and I see it all the time. And you hear my rants all the time about it. I just shake my head. Right?
Well, that's why we get a bad rap as
Well,
agents.
pretty much. Interview 3 people, make sure one is local. Don't get caught up on all the fancy brochure that you pay $20,000 for because it means nothing. Okay, people are online searching. They're not going to Facebook to look for real estate. They're going to Facebook to see what their friends are doing. They're
Yes.
going to Realtor to get serious and look at properties. That's where the search starts. Or they're going to House Stigma. I encourage everybody to get House Stigma because it gets information sold. And I don't know why realtor.ca does not offer, they should be posting these sold. This should be public information.
Well, the only thing that I have a problem with is I had a client one time who she said, oh, well, my townhouse should be worth this. House Sigma says this, says this. Now, the problem was it was in the RDOT area and it was in Timberwalk, her house, but her townhouse in Timberwalk with a fee. But the problem is House Sigma takes all of the RDOT area and they didn't take into account fee and freehold.
For sure. And they're taking it by category like a townhouse and they're not geographic looking. But at least from a soul perspective, for people, that's what I like about it. I like when my buyers, when I go showing and they go, oh yeah, that unit sold for 425. How do you know? Well, I know why, because they live in House Stigma. Yeah. Glad that you're on top of the market, and you should be on top of the market if you're a buyer or seller today. And there's tools out there to do that. So I'm a big believer in transparency. I think everybody should see all the information.
Well, and another thing that House Sigma does that's kind of funny that, agents and even my clients kind of freak out about, it shows the history of that house.
How good is that?
So it'll show how much they paid.
Yeah. CNS as realtors can't broadcast that on here.
We're not allowed.
We're not allowed. But you can go to House Stigma and get all that information. It makes no sense. We are behind the times. Give it all.
Now, Mark, if you're my client and you want to put in an offer, I can give you the information. I can tell you what they bought it for, and I can tell you what it was sold for in the past. But on a public forum like this that we're on right now, we've already got our hands slapped about a couple different things. And we're not allowed to be totally transparent and honest.
Well, honest, yeah, honest we can. So let's not go
well,
there.
We're honest.
But we can't go divulge certain things because someone might get upset and need a lollipop in the day. But just go to House Stigma and you can see anything you want. That's the new message. So Innisfil, not much change, more inventory. Average price came down, which I'm a big fan of, but a ton of properties still over $1 million and above.
Yeah. And I don't know. It doesn't look great.
No, and I think there's again, the pricing, I've been saying it for 10 months now that the pricing is wrong in that community in the higher ranges.
Now, the only good thing is the increase in inventory wasn't as great as in Barrie.
No, because nothing's selling in the $1 million range in Innisfil. So they're running out of, they don't need any more. We've seen an increase in there by about 15 from month to month and a handful of sold. But again, I'm slamming it, but I also see some good things when the property is priced for today's market in that community, it sells relatively well.
Yeah.
It does.
And you know what? I think it's like anything. For the very desirable neighborhoods at a good price, they're going to go.
Well, let's not even say good price. Let's just say for the right areas in the neighborhood, it will sell in today's market. It won't sell above, it won't sell below, but it will sell properly. Really, right? Yeah. And we're seeing it in Barrie and Innisfil. We do see it in Innisfil and some streets that, that was priced well, sold in 4 days, meaning it's priced for the market.
Well, and if you're on Lakelands, Mark, or right on the water area or Leonard's Beach area,
Well, yeah, those always go, and there's not much product, but even in some nice, there's Butler's a great street,
Hunter,
right?
where I lived, was a great street.
A good street. But its price, I believe a lot of those big gigantic 2 stories are priced back, the pricing in 2022.
Hmm.
Set it for 10 years. I mean, sorry, 10 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not gonna rent. Okay,
Okay.
so, all right, let's have a good night.
Okay, you too.
Yep.
Bye.